All right, my friends, you've been asking for a knife sharpening review, and I've had something up my sleeve for a while because I've been eyeballing the sharpeners from Sharpens Best, and I'm really excited today to be looking at the Sharpen Spark. Stick around. The internet algorithm is very good at sending us things that we're very interested in. And I was very happy that it started sending me YouTube shorts from Sharpens Best. I've been watching several videos of Brad doing some knife sharpening using these tools. And I thought to myself, man, I gotta try that. So I reached out to him, and now I have the opportunity to test these sharpeners and touch up some of my own blades and let you see how they work. Today we're going to be looking at the Sharpen Spark Brother Pack. Now this is a large one and a small one. And one of the first things that catches my attention with regards to these knife sharpeners is that they are super pocketable. And you can take these out in the field with you. You know, it's hard to walk around with a big sharpening stone everywhere that you go. You can carry the small ones, but I like this because it's very multifunctional and I want to show you what it can do. So let's take a look at the big sharpener here first. You've got the ability to reshape your blade if you need to. We've got the open face sharpener here. We've got, you know, a multi-tool here, opening up bottles, different things. And on the inside of this is a fire starter. This throws a really good spark. We're gonna take some of the top coating off of this here. Here we go. This throws a really, really, really good spark. We've also got the little brother here. It's just a smaller version of what I just showed you. So you've got pocketable and you've got extra pocketable. Now, I will admit, I've had to go through a bit of a learning curve with regards to how to use this because Brad makes it look easy, and it is, once you dial into it and start to figure it out a little bit. It's very different than what I'm used to, and that's what captured my attention. I've never seen a sharpener like this before. You do get some instructions. You get your fire starter instructions. You get your sharpening instructions. Laying the sharpener on the edge of a flat surface with the carbide facing up. Hold the sharpener firmly. Pull the knife blade down through the V carbide from the rear of the knife to the tip. Repeat until sharp. You know, those are your reshaping instructions. Honing the blade, you can hold the sharpener at a 45-degree angle to the blade with a 45 tilt. Stroke the carbide along the cutting edge of the knife. So as you can see, it's very detailed instructions. Now, in many cases, knives may not need to be reshaped. They may not be so dull that you have to use the V carbide. You can just touch them up with the open face. And I think that's kind of the learning curve that I've been going through, is knowing when. You know, I've got some blades that are probably going to need to be reshaped and some that I can just touch up. I'm probably going to pull from 2 or 3 in this review. I've got a Coburn from Cold Steel that I've had some difficulty sharpening. I'm going to put that to the test, and I've got a couple of others as well. And I'll see if I can demonstrate this for you now. I'm not going to be as good as Brad on this, but I want to see if I can at least touch up the edge and give you my experience. All right, so here's my Coburn from Cold Steel, and as you can tell, it can cut paper, but it's not as sharp as it once was, and it's been hard to get it even close to what it was. So as you can see, I can cut a little paper, but I can't do much with it. Let's see what we can do with this. I think I'm gonna have to reshape this a little bit because this knife has been thrown. It's been beat up quite a bit. As far as the reshaping is concerned, I'm gonna turn this at an angle about like this, and I'm gonna set this on a flat surface. And one thing Brad tells you is not to rip this through. You gotta do this nice and easy a few times because it really grabs. I'm gonna just do this just a few times here. Okay, let's see where we are now. It's much better than what it was. I may run it through a few more times and then we'll do the touch-up. All right, so let's see if we can now use the open face to give it even a more razor edge. Now, you don't have to do this very hard. You want to do it very gentle, you know, get it at the right angle here. And we're going to just going to start brushing it. Brad, I'm just trying to do what you do. I don't know if I'll have the same success, but if I don't, it's just be user error, but we're giving this a shot. Definitely sharper than how it has been. There it is. It's starting to take flight for me. I'm gonna see if I can put a better edge too on this. This Flissa hunting knife. As you can tell, it's cutting through paper a little bit, but it definitely needs work. I don't think this needs to be reshaped, so I'm just gonna brush it. Huge improvement already. Yeah, it's already making a massive improvement. I'm gonna work on it a little bit more. I'm going through the learning curve on this, so don't take anything away from this just based on my experience. I'm having some success thus far, but I know I'll get better. Much improved. So after going back and touching up the Coban a little bit more, you can see it's really gotten a nice edge on it. You know, and I'm just a novice with all of this, but making some nice clean slices. This was extremely dull, and I'm able to get it to where it's, you know, dicing through paper again. I know that I can keep working on this, but, you know, even being new to this, I've been able to touch up these blades. And even the other here, just dialing right through the paper now. There you go. I used my Mora knife last night to cut through a bunch of chicken. I've been working with this a lot lately. You know, these blades are super sharp, obviously. I mean, but you can tell that even this Mora needs a touch up. The blade looks fine, but I'm just gonna brush this, and I'm excited to see what it does with this. You know, this Mora is one that I carry all the time and work with. I'm just brushing it, just very gently. Hope I'm at the right angle there. You kind of know, it's just something that you feel. Back to its former glory. Doesn't take much with a Mora. Scandi is easy to work with. This is something perfect to keep with you, especially if you like carrying a Mora, using it, you touch it up again like it's nothing. I'm even almost cutting in S marks there. There you go. All right, there's several things we can take away here. Number one, I was able to take 3 blades that had dulled down back to at least a decent level of paper sharp. Can I work on them more and get them even sharper? Well, absolutely, but we know that they're getting sharper. There are so many type of knives and even axes that can be sharpened using this. I worked on 3 different kinds of steel today. The Coban is an Aus 8 steel. The Flissa that I sharpened, this was a D2. This has gotten really sharp. This has definitely been improved upon. This is D2 steel, and then the last one was 12C27 steel from the Mora knife. That was obviously a lot easier to put an edge on. Those Mora knives, even when you use them all the time, they're still sharper than most knives, but all I had to do was just brush it a few times and it was ready to go again. Something I like that Brad talks about in a lot of his demonstrations is with your everyday carry knives, reaching a certain level of sharpness that is sufficient without having to go so far and just ending up having to sharpen the blade all over again. You reach a place where your knives are able to do what you need them to do without them necessarily having to be nuclear sharp. Number 2, I'm a novice at this. You know, this thing involves angles and a certain level of delicacy. It's something that you get a better feel for over time. I'm looking forward to getting better and better with it, but I am very much impressed with it. I love that I can carry it around. I love that I can reshape blades. I love that I have a fire starter, a bottle opener, and it's very slim. It just goes right down in the pocket. You could even hook it to a keychain if you wanted to. It'd be kind of heavy, but they make the smaller one. And especially if you are out every day and you use a knife all the time. Some dudes work with knives all day for everything. I use a knife, but some dudes, man, they just are constantly using their blade. And this is something you can keep with you all the time and just do a quick touch up if you need to, and you're only going to get better and better as you use it. I do want you to just get another up close look at these components. I'm really impressed with this. I'm glad that I've had a chance to test this, and you're probably going to be seeing more from me over time from this sharpener, but I do recommend it. I do recommend picking up one of their sharpeners. This is just one of many that they offer. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any thoughts on it, I'd love to hear from you. Do you have a Sharpen Spark? What's been your experience with it thus far? Thanks for watching. Take care.